Hi, welcome back. We are here to read the final part of chapter 2. Right, here we go. Thanks for joining me again. Let's see, I got this. I got the bookmarker in the right place, and here we go. Where did we leave off? Oh, Bruce had just offered to be a safety consultant for Thomas's lab team, and Thomas said, "Don't laugh, I'm kind of serious about this." Okay, so where are we now? Ella walks up, takes Thomas's arm like she's a new bride, saying, "Hello, handsome. Haven't I met you before?" She teases with Thomas. Thomas, for just a moment in time, is pleased and pats her arm. Then, disgustedly, he shakes his head and pushes her hands off his arm and steps away from her. Bruce looks over and sees Thomas's reaction, shakes his head in sorrow, then looks at the checklist for Thomas. Uncle Charles and Bruce were both military men, so this camp runs like clockwork. Well, except when Ella is around. Bruce calls out to Thomas, "Just a minute, Thomas, one more thing." Thomas is surprised, and he turns around and he says, "Excuse me, Bruce, didn't we do all this morning? At 4 a.m. when I got up? I thought you only had to check Ella's bag." Bruce almost agrees. Just checking your water supply. Have you drank any of it while waiting?" Thomas smiles and says, "Nope, not with Maria's good old OJ and lemonade around." Looking at his checklist, Bruce double marks water on Thomas's list. He looks through his paperwork and finds Ella's list. Okay, pulls out Ella's list. I better move my thumb to where I need it. Thomas walks over to Ralph and gleefully whispers, "This should be interesting. Paul had better keep his camera rolling." Just then, Maria and Bianca come out of the house. Maria has a bounce in her step as they come down the back steps of the veranda. Bianca has several brown paper lunch bags and gives out one to each of them. Maria hands Bruce the biggest brown bag you have ever seen. "Oh, not fair," teases Ella. "Why does he get more than me?" She pouts like a little girl in true drama style. Actually, this time everyone laughs at her antics. Well, except for Thomas, which Ella loves. Each of them are told by Maria to take care of their own lunch bag. It should be stored in their own backpack. Bruce walks to the pack horse and puts his oversized lunch bag in the space he just cleared out of non-essentials, as he had said earlier. After Bruce finally finishes tying down the bag, he pulls up Ella's list. He's ready to begin his inspections, or so he intends to do. He turns to where Ella was standing. Ella isn't there. Surprised, he looks around, and there she is on the veranda with Maria and Bianca. Ella is sitting there with her hat and backpack on the table and Jack at her feet. Bruce motions for her to come to him. She defiantly shakes her head no. She motions for him to come to the veranda. Leaning toward Ralph, Thomas whispers, "I told you so." Paul has already, of course, moved on up to be near Ella. Bruce, Thomas, and Ralph dutifully walk up the pathway to the house veranda together. Bruce calls out, rather irritated, "Ella, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be getting ready for our hike." Ella smiles broadly and says, "I am. You said I should save my energy, so I am. It's too hot out there in that sun. It's much better to do your silly inspection here in the shade." Ella smiles and bats her eyes at him and pats the chair next to her. Bruce lets out an audible sigh and sits in the chair with his clipboard in hand. Bruce looks away as Ella tries to hide a chuckle. Oops, excuse me, that was Bianca. Bianca looks away and tries to hide a chuckle as Ella's patting the chair for her dad. Thomas disgustedly sits in the rocking chair on the other side of Maria and does not try to hide his look of disgust on his face. Bruce begins with a strain in his voice. Please, Miss Ella, place your items on the table so I can make sure you have everything that is needed. Ella chirps back at him. Why? These are supposed to be my personal items. You should only be checking my water supply like you did for Thomas. Oh, Bruce holds his breath before beginning. Your brother's backpack items were checked out, personal as they are, at 4:30 this morning along with his water supply. Thomas quickly chimes in. After we had our breakfast. He is somewhat irritated. Marie reaches over, pats his hand, and puts her finger on her lips. Hush, or we shall never get this checklist done. Thomas nods his head in agreement. He calls Jack over to him so he can occupy himself petting and cuddling the dog. Ralph and Paul are on the veranda and have again taken places that are advantageous for their respective clients. Each one of them is leaning on the whitewashed railing rather than sitting. The veranda is full of comfortable chairs. They choose to stand. Bruce pleads, Maria, will you please help me out? He makes a statement rather than a question. Maria gives him a wink. You're doing fine, my dear. Just stay focused. You've done this before with our other lady guests. She smiles and throws him a kiss. Bruce is frustrated and whispers to her, This is Ella. How do I handle her? Bianca replies with encouragement as she notices that her father is a wee bit upset. Just like you would your own daughter. Ella knows this routine. She's helped with these trail rides before, although it's true, her heart hasn't been into them for years now. Ella sits there smiling at Bruce and winking at Maria and Bianca. Bianca gets it. Ella is playing with Bruce. Bruce takes a deep, calming breath. Ella giggles. She has seen him do this with some of their lady guests. Thomas is totally annoyed at Ella's delaying tactics. Bruce calmly begins. Ella, in order to be sure we are safe and prepared for the safety of the whole trek, I need... Oh, Bruce, Ella laughs right out loud, continues, this is a speech I have heard before. In fact, many times. Ella picks up her backpack and one by one brings out her personal items. She only shows the items she knows he will approve, which are few, like 4 water bottles. Okay, says Bruce, that's a great start, and where's your repellent? Ella quickly says, yours stinks. I have an herbal one I use, made from the mosquito repellent plant. She lays it on the table. Thomas snickers. Maria hushes him again. Bruce notices that bag is still rather full. What else are you willing to carry for the 16 to 20 mile hike? Ella holds her bag to her bosom and bursts out personal items, girl stuff. You don't need to see or know, because I'm the one carrying them. With a big sigh, Bruce agrees, stands up and calmly replies, yes, you are the only one who will carry that bag. None of us will do it for you a couple of miles down the road. Do you understand? Ella sits up straight, smartly salutes him, and crisply says, yes, sir. Thomas mutters, for sure I won't haul it around. Paul cheerfully speaks up, I have one more thing for Ella, personally ordered for you by your Uncle Charlie. Paul opens a package that's on one of the chairs and brings out a brown canvas bag, saying, Charlie knew how fussy you were about keeping clean, so he asked me to get one of these from the base. Ella looks at that with a scrunched up nose and says, a horse feed bag? Why would I want that? Ella looks at that and Paul laughs, and the others laugh out loud as he says, oh, no. It's a shower bag, so you can take a shower while out on the trek. Ella totally refuses it and rather haughtily says, I can take a shower. I can't take a shower in the wild. Besides, we'll be back soon. It's only one night. I can wait. Ella quickly turns back to talk with Maria and Bianca about the silly idea of showering in the wild. Thomas is disturbed that Uncle Charles would think to do something extra like that for Ella, and he lets out with a big sigh as he heads to the other side of the veranda to get away from Ella. Paul isn't worried a bit. In fact, Charlie warned him about how she would react. Still, Charlie felt it would be needed. Paul goes over to add to his backpack and include it with his personal stuff. Bruce walks over to Paul. He has other plans and quietly says, Paul, let me haul that with the other special supplies. Paul hesitates. Bruce continues, you said it was from Charlie for Ella. I have other special things on the pack horse for her. Paul dutifully hands over them for more special packing. He is grateful to lighten the load in his backpack. Bruce comes back to the veranda table, gets his clipboard, gives Maria a quick kiss on the cheek, hugs Bianca, and then heads to the back horse, who has been standing in the sun this whole time. Bruce puts the last of the supplies in one of the many saddlebags, tying them down tight. Bruce then pats the horse down, gives him a drink of water from the bucket, then looking up at Maria, Bruce blows her a kiss. He waves at Bianca. Then he motions for everyone to come join him. Bruce leads out with the pack horse and Jack bouncing all around him and the horse. Ella gives Maria a quick kiss on the cheek and a girl hug for Bianca, then quickly moves out to catch up with Bruce. Paula is following right behind her and quickly matches her stride. Thomas, irritated at waiting for Ella to get out of his way. Then he helps Maria up and gives her a back-breaking bear hug and a sloppy kiss on the cheek. Maria giggles and says, oh, Thomas, you used to do that all the time when you headed out to school. She wipes her face with his sleeve and kisses both his cheeks. Bianca chuckles at his loving attention to her mother. Then Thomas and Ralph move on down the roadway toward the front gate. Bianca heads back into the kitchen. Maria stays to watch. You can just make out what is being said. Oh, good, says Ella. We get to walk on the road. Bruce shakes his head no. When he gets to the gate, he motions for the group to follow him north. Up the inside of the fence line he goes. It will be a clockwise trip from the main gate and back to the main gate, all on the sandy, dirty, bush-filled, rocky ground. Maria stands there on the veranda, the hot afternoon wind whipping her hair as she waves goodbye, watching until she can't see them anymore, and praying. God bless them, everyone, especially those two kids. They're on a journey they never traveled before. Please, Lord, let angels be with you. Then she smiles, looks heavenward, and says, oh, that's right. You're going to let Charlie be with them, and most likely their parents too. Well, that's it for chapter 2. We're going to say goodbye for now and pick it up later. And I want y'all to come back Friday because I have a special program for you on Friday. After all, it's the 200th anniversary of our independence. So until then, thank you for joining me, and please keep smiling as you go forth with kindness to help those around you. Just doing what Jesus would do, I'm sure. So bye-bye for now. See you next time.